Okay, it's by the Outsiders, and it's called Time Won't Let Me Be. That was Bob Klinkstale's edition of the Nightlight Show. And it's about 6 to go till midnight on Nightlight. You want to say anything else, Bob? Want to come in and say hello? No? All right. So 39 degrees in Boston. There's no talent fee problems. Hey, does your car need new tires? If it does, here's a buy you just can't afford to miss. I thought I'd get your attention. Now at all Raymond's... Boy, I got a lot of dust anyway. Now at all Raymond's tire stores, our own famous Able Premium Imperial 4-ply tubeless nylon tires with new narrow white striped sidewalls to go with your new narrow white striped suit. And it's extra rugged wraparound tread for extra safety and mileage in all sizes at one incredible price, $20 plus federal tax. That's paid an incredible price for a suit. $185 for one suit. Well, I got 70 pair of pants with it. Anyway, you save $850 to $1,650 off the regular no trade-in price, and you get a full 36-month guarantee. Other tires at equal savings, and installation is for free. Other tires in that suit. Raymond's tires are fully guaranteed. Each tire is now designed and engineered by one of the country's foremost safety-conscious manufacturers. And here is another special, complete front-end alignment. Only $5.88. Listen, this is important, because there's no sense getting yourself new tires, and you put them on, the thing wobbles off there in the first 10 miles. That's foolishness. And you can ruin your tires in the course of like 10 miles or so. Of course, that would be really bad a front-end alignment, but it can be done. I know. Anyway, now at all Raymond's tire stores in Malden, South Boston, Quincy, Lynn, Peabody, Dedham, Brockton, Methuen, and Natick. Raymond's tire stores. The inspection's coming along pretty soon anyway, so you may as well check into the new tires. And if you haven't looked at your tires since the ice melted off of your car, yeah, oh boy, what winter does to your tires, you've spun the silly things there and everything. So check at Raymond's, it'd be a good deal. 4 minutes to go until midnight on the Nightlight Show on WBZ.
Sounds like fun.
WBZ Radio 103.
Going home on the Nightlight Show on WBZ. Well, she's not really. That's a good song. The Cascades are a good group. And another group that I never really realized was as great as they are is the Mamas and the Papas. They got a new album out right now. And there's some things in there like Harlem Nocturne, Knock Your Left Earlobe Off. I'll tell you, we'll play that a little bit later on. You're tuned to Boston Swing in the Spring Station. Bright, exciting WBZ.
Sounds like fun.
sound of sweet success.
The out-of-town pop quiz for right now. This is by mail. Can you name at least 4 of the original Our Gang group? You know, Jackie Cooper. All right, then I'll start you there and leave it at that. The address, Dick Summer, WBZ, Boston 34, Massachusetts. And I'd like to hear from you as soon as possible. We'll start a new out-of-town pop quiz a week from yesterday, I guess, huh? Let these things go. Just about a week or so. For some reason, I keep thinking this is Thursday, you know, and it's when we have our personality flashbacks. I'm not sure if it's going to be Connie Francis or maybe the Platters, or we may possibly play Beethoven's 4th or Dean Martin's 5th tomorrow night. I'm not sure. This is WBZ, the Group W station, Westinghouse Broadcasting for Boston.
Stand by for news. First, fast, and factual from the WBZ News Center.
Federal agents and Boston police make a narcotics raid. The WBZ temperature is 38 degrees. This is Dick Summer reporting at 12 o'clock WBZ News. On behalf of the Arthritis Foundation of America, a squad of federal agents joined state and Boston police last night in a series of arrests in a narcotics probe. By 10 o'clock, 8 arrests had been made, but more were expected. One man, 27-year-old Nicholas Pasquiero of Boston, was arrested in the Suffolk County Courthouse. He was charged with violation of the narcotics law and possession of narcotics with intent to sell. Federal officials said the arrests affect 3 rings with connections with a narcotics syndicate. A special hearing Senate committee has completed a 3.5-hour public hearing in its investigation of the action of Commissioner of Administration and Finance, John McCarthy. McCarthy was called before the committee last evening in the first of a series of hearings to answer questions about his actions in setting rates paid by the state for hospital welfare patients. Much of the questioning centered on whether McCarthy felt he had followed the letter of the law in such actions. He answered that he felt he had. He will face the committee again next Wednesday. Boston newspaper publishers have set Friday as the target date for resuming publication after a month-long strike. They began calling back key personnel yesterday to pave the way to publication. Tentative plans are to put out Friday night and Saturday morning editions. But Saturday night editions will be omitted to help get ready for Sunday's big editions. Printers and mailers who went on strike March 6th voted yesterday to accept the $16.30 package increase spread over 3 years. The publishers have made the same offer informally to 9 other craft unions. Teenage rioters in Hong Kong have been swirling through the streets as their protest against the 1-cent increase in ferry fares picks up steam. The rioters have set fire to the Hong Kong post office building and fought British police and troops. Authorities report at least 180 persons are arrested. Some store windows were smashed, but most of the damage appears to be directed at public property. Some youths as young as 10 or 12 smashed traffic lights. As the demonstrators and political rumblings continue in South Vietnam against the government of Premier Key, Washington keeps mum about the whole thing. WBZ White House correspondent Sid Davis reports.
The White House maintains silence on a delicate political atmosphere in Vietnam while efforts are underway to stabilize the situation. Government spokesman here acknowledged that the president is in contact with U.S. officials on the problem, but that is as far as White House comment will go. Mr. Johnson posed for pictures with a baseball group today, but appeared to be entirely preoccupied. At one point, he ordered his aides to speed up the departure of photographers and newsmen so he could get on with his next appointment, which was not on the public schedule. The president told the baseball delegation he hoped he could pitch the first ball at Monday's opener, but could not be more specific. Indications at this moment are that Vice President Humphrey should be warming up his pitching arm. This is Sid Davis at the White House.
This is WBZ's Jay Dunn. The amount of money spent each year by sufferers of arthritis on worthless quack cures and phony medicines is enough money to send a Gemini space capsule carrying U.S. astronauts on a mission into outer space. Thousands of arthritis victims are annually throwing $250 million down the drain in a hopeless search for relief. The fact is, there is no known cure for arthritis. Thus, the quacks are having a field day at the expense of people who just can't afford it. If you or a friend of yours suffers from arthritis, this is Jay Dunn urging you to get the facts. Write for a free booklet to Fax, WBZ Radio, Boston 02134.
A group of about 100 demonstrators in Boston staged a protest yesterday over what they call the lack of police protection for pacifists who were mobbed last week. Yesterday's demonstrators found themselves the targets of eggs thrown from houses and street corners. Police assigned 150 officers along the route of today's demonstration, but a police captain was among those hit by egg. The protest stemmed from mob action last Friday at South Boston Courthouse, at which 4 pacifist youths were beaten and kicked. Plenty of action on Capitol Hill. The Senate gave final congressional approval to the bill to extend the Medicare sign-up deadline to May 31st by accepting the House version of the bill. The measure is now awaiting President Johnson's signature into law. And the House gave its big okay to 2 big money bills. One approves $1,170 million for the Interior Department and related agencies. The other okays a pay raise for 1,800,000 federal government employees. Both now await Senate action. The WBZ lead story of the hour: a squad of federal agents joined state and Boston police in a series of arrests in a narcotics probe. The WBZ temperature is 38 degrees. The weather word for Boston and vicinity for Thursday: sunny in the morning, partly cloudy in the afternoon. High temperatures near 50. South to southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, fair and cool. Low temperatures in the 30s. Friday, variable cloudiness and little temperature change. The WBZ temperature now is 38 degrees. And that's the 12 o'clock WBZ report for Thursday, April 7th, with portions recorded. Presented on behalf of the Arthritis Foundation of America. Your editor, Wayne Sherman. This is Dick Summer reporting.
For news, first, fast, and factual, keep tuned to
WBZ Radio 103.
And the next portion of the Nightlight Show is brought to you by the Unicorn Coffee House, 825 Boylston Street in Boston, the home of live entertainment in Boston. No matter what Bruce Bradley says. Ma chérie, I think this girl's name should be, because she's such a doll, so lovely. And she sings, "Bang, bang, my baby shot me down."
He was 6, we rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, bang, that all broke down. Bang, bang, my baby shot me down.
By Cher, and it's called "Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down." But that's all right. I'll come back and haunt him in the end. Nightlight on WBZ. It's a pretty song. The other side of this is also very nice, called "Our Day Will Come and We'll Have Everything." It's written, of course, before Dr. Salk got on the scene, and then his inoculations and everything took care of that. It's about 8.5 minutes past midnight on Nightlight Show on WBZ. Tremendous lineup of entertainment coming into the Unicorn Coffee House. Next few weeks, appearing right now for a couple of exciting weeks, as they say at the Unicorn. And this is true, however, the We Five, to be followed on April 15th by the great Chad Mitchell. So this going to be a couple of weeks that you're not going to want to miss at the Unicorn. Chad Mitchell coming in there April 15th, and the WE5. I don't know for sure, but I will bet you that if you want to get a good seat for the weekends, you better give them a buzz in advance. Make a little advance reservation there. Besides, it looks so great. You know, you take the girl out, and you get down there to the Unicorn and say, reservations, you know, and you clap your hands a little bit. George come over and, you know, that's groovy. That's nice, right? She's, oh, you're such a big, handsome, thoughtful guy, you know, the whole thing. So you sit down and buy her a lemonade, right? At the Unicorn Coffee House, 825 Boylston Street, right across from the Prudential Center. They don't call it a lemonade. It's a folk singer special. It's hot lemonade with honey in it and cloves, and it's delicious. Really very good. Anyway, go to the Unicorn about 8 o'clock. Any old night show continues till 1 a.m. And the Unicorn, on your next night out in Boston, is a place to remember. And the WE5, starting there right now. As a matter of fact, they're probably appearing on stage at this very moment. And starting April 15th, the Chad Mitchell Trio. That's not true. It's not the Chad Mitchell Trio. It's Chad Mitchell himself. He is no longer with the trio. It's now the Chad Mitchell alone, and they got what they call the Mitchell Trio, which is two guys, a very small trio. Unicorn Coffee House, 825 Boylston Street in Boston, all right? Drop in and see him. It's right across the street from the Prudential Center. You cannot miss it. That is an order.
Sounds like fun.
It sounds sensational, inspirational. WBZ, the best in Boston.
It was the Times, wasn't it? Had this in the first place. It's called Our Day Will Come, and we'll have everything.
Our day will come, and we'll have everything. We'll share the joy, falling in love can bring. No one can tell me that I'm too young, no. I love you so. You love me. Our day will come if we just wait a while. No tears for us. Make love and wear a smile. Our dreams have magic because we'll always stay in love this way. Our day comes. And we'll have everything. Our dreams have magic because we'll always stay in love this way. Our day will come. Will come. Our day will come.
That's by Sharon. It's called Our Day Will Come, and we'll have everything. And then, like 3 weeks later, the incubation period is over, and the whole bit. About 33 degrees in Boston. Past portion of the Nightlight Show has been brought to you by the Unicorn Coffee House, 825 Boylston Street in Boston, the home of live entertainment in Boston.
Sounds like fun.
WBZ Radio 103, the sweet sound of success in Boston.
Everyone knows the more schooling you have today, the better your chance is for success tomorrow. This is WBZ's J. Duck. The Army Specialized Schools, the largest school system in the world, can prepare you for a career of the future and success. In fact, you have your choice of over 300 career fields, and the training is the finest available. Take it from WBZ. The man to see is your Army recruiter.
38 degrees in Boston on WBZ. This is Dick Summer with you in the Nightlight Show. We got a note from Lenny McDonald. Those of you who are Lenny McDonald fans, stand up and face Maryland because he is down there. And I'll read you part of this note a little bit later on after I read it over first, because knowing Lenny, I better not read it cold on the air, right? Or Nightlight will come to a sudden end. It's 14 and a half minutes past midnight on Nightlight on WBZ. Well, that got your ideas up, right?
Woman, do you love me? Woman, if you need me, then believe me, I need you to be my woman. Woman, do you love me? Woman, if you need me, then believe me, I need you to be my woman. Should you ask me how I'm doing, what shall I say? Things are okay, but I know that they're not, and I still may have lost. Woman, do you love me? Woman, if you need me, then believe me, I need you to be my woman. And you'll take your time and tell me when we're alone. Love will come home, I would give up my word if you'll say that my girl is my woman. I've got plenty of time, just to get through it. Once again, you'll be mine. I think we can do it, and you know how much I love you. Woman, don't forsake me. Woman, if you take me, then believe me, I'll take you to be my woman.
Yeah, female. On the Nightlight Show on WBZ. It sounds better that way, I think. 17 minutes past midnight. That's by Peter and Gordon on Nightlight. 38 degrees in Boston on Radio 103. You girls will be glad to know that no longer do we have to worry about the absence of Don Tortorella, because he is back. Don Tortorella is back, and Nightlight's got him. Right? That's easy, Don. Mrs. Tortorella clapping in the background there. Don's mother. It's 17 minutes past midnight on Nightlight on WBZ. Don's got a problem, though. You know, he's a bachelor. And you say to yourself, how many problems can a bachelor have? Well, however many they can have, Don has. And he's got this one. He keeps bringing in these Shrewsburys, you know. Peanut butter. It's a funny thing, because he always opens them, and he's, peanut butter again. I said, well, you know, why don't you have your mother make something else? He said, Mother, nothing. I make them myself. And he's a little, he needs to be straightened. So if you have a spare pizza around or something, why, would I beg for pizza? Now, listen, right? 18 minutes past midnight on Nightlight.
Hi, this is Bob Kennedy. Now, you may think of the Y as a place to swim, a place with a gym. Well, that's all true enough. But more than that, the YMCA is a force for democracy. It's a dynamic force which leads our youth along the road to good citizenship. In the many varied Y activities, there is one underlying program to teach boys and girls the principles of freedom and democracy through living them. The YMCA has always been instrumental in building up American youth, not only physically, but spiritually and intellectually as well. Why don't you call the YMCA today? See about joining.
It's 18 and a half minutes past midnight. Now, Don is kind of thin, girls. He's the kind of a guy that girls like to feed. You know, that kind of a guy that he brings out the mother instinct in them or something. And there he's just sitting looking so thin and scrawny and miserable, looking at me all night like that. And I feel terrible about it, you know. So I can't spare any of the 16 pounds of food I brought, you know, because let's face it, right?
Oh, bury me not on old prairie. Someone from the weeds.
Oh, hi there. Say, did you know that you might win a handsome wristwatch in J. Dunn's Daffinitions contest? Yeah, we award a watch a week for the best Daffinition read on WBZ Radio's J. Dunn Show. Oh, you already knew that. Oh, okay. See that way, man.
Past midnight on the Nightlight Show on WBZ, the Righteous Brothers in Soul and Heel. And that's really bad. The other side of this is very, very good. It's very, very good, too. It's called the B-Side Blues. And I keep taking the Scotch tape off of it to play it, you know, and I noticed this time he's got Band-Aids on there, and there's a big thing on it that says Johnson's, you know, and I don't know if that's, you know, to scare me away federally, or if that's the make of the Band-Aid, one or the other. I understand Johnson Band-Aid people are coming out with a bikini this year, incidentally.
Have you ever stopped to think how lucky you are to have been born an American? To be born free to do as you please, and to make of your life what your abilities and opportunities permit? This is WBZ's Bob Kennedy, reminding you that there is an organization called Freedom's Foundation at Valley Forge. It has prepared a Freedom's Handbook that explains in simple language the rights and responsibilities of every citizen. Write for your free copy to Freedom's Foundation, Valley Forge, PA.
It's 23 minutes past midnight on the Nightlight Show. We've got to get around to a pop quiz question here on the telephone, because I can understand that, you know, the phone... Well, let's see what's on here now. WBZ. Yes. It's Mr. Anonymous. How do you do? Well, all right. Let you shut off your radio. All right. Meanwhile, back at the radio station.
Sounds like fun.
WBZ Radio 1. lost in a daydream, dreaming about my bundle of joy. And even if time ain't really on my side, it's one of those days for taking a walk outside. I'm blowing the day to take a walk in the sun and follow my face on some of this new mode lawn. I've been having a sweet dream. I've been dreaming since I woke up today. Find me in my sweet dream. You see, someone makes me feel this way. And even if time is passing me by a lot, I couldn't care less about the dues you say I got. Tomorrow I'll pay the dues for dropping my load. I find a face for being a sleepy bulldog. And you can be sure that if you're feeling right, a daydream will last along into the night. Tomorrow at breakfast you may pick up your ears, or you may be daydreaming for 1,000 years. What a day for a daydream, custom made for a daydreaming boy. I'm lost in a daydream, dreaming about my bundle of joy.
That's Brother Lovin' Spoonful on the Nightlight Show on WBZ, and it's called Daydream. Take 3 times a day. I tell you, I like it. It's done by Jerry and the Pacemakers on Nightlight. 23 to go to 1 o'clock. Past portion of the Nightlight Show has been brought to you by Where It's At, Boston's first young adult nightclub in Kenmore Square.
They call multiple sclerosis MS for short, and they call MS the great crippler of young adults. That's because most victims of multiple sclerosis in this country are 20 to 40 years old. This is WBZ's Gary LaPierre reminding you that within the next few days, an MS volunteer may be calling upon you. WBZ hopes you'll give as much support as you can. They call that helping.
It's 23 minutes before 1 o'clock in the morning on Nightlight. 38 degrees in Boston on Radio 103. In a few seconds here, the Young Rascals coming along.
This is Governor Volpe. In 1965, a record number of deaths were recorded on Massachusetts highways. In order to cope with this ever-increasing toll, our state's first no-fix traffic ticket law went into effect January 1st of 1966. This law eliminates any interference with the enforcement of traffic regulations in the Commonwealth. I urge you, for your own safety and welfare, and for the safety of your fellow citizens, to drive with extra caution in 1966.
1, 2, 3.
Sounds like fun.
WBZ, the sound of success.
And now Dean Martin for the American Bar Association.
A great American jurist, the late Judge Learned Hand once observed, liberty lies in the hearts of men and women. When it dies there, no constitution, no law, no court can save it. No constitution, no law, no court can even do much to help it. May 1st is Law Day, USA, by proclamation of the President and joint resolution of Congress. It's a day to remind all Americans of their dual responsibilities as citizens, to obey the law and respect the rights of others.
There's a man who leads a life of danger. To everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. Every move he makes, another chance he takes. Odds are he won't live to see tomorrow. secret Asian man, Asian man. They're giving you a number and taking away your name. Beware of pretty faces that you find. A pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say. You give yourself away. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret Asian man, secret Asian man. They're giving you a number and taking away your name. Secret Asian man, secret Asian man. They're giving you a number and taking away your name. Swinging on the Riviera one day, and then laying in the Bombay alley next day. I know you let the wrong word slip while kissing persuasive lips. The odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret Asian man, secret Asian man. They're giving you a number and taking away your name.
You're a bad man yourself. It's by Johnny Rivers, and it's called Secret Agent Man. This is WBZ, the Group W station, Westinghouse Broadcasting for Boston.
Stand by for news. First, fast, and factual from the WBZ News Center.
An explosion at a former ordnance plant in Illinois sets off a raging fire. The WBZ temperature 37 degrees. This is Dick Summer reporting the 1 o'clock WBZ News for Winston. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Like your cigarette should. Make your cigarette Winston. An explosion at a former ordnance plant at Amboy, Illinois set off a raging fire. It shook the countryside for 40 miles around. No casualties were immediately reported. Police in the community of Dixon, 8 miles to the south, said it is believed a large truck parked at the plant and loaded with some type of arms had exploded. No one is believed to have been in the plant at the time. A 5-year-old girl went into hysterical convulsions in New York City Wednesday after eating a sugar cube soaked in the hallucinatory drug LSD. The girl, Donna Wingelroth, was hospitalized and her stomach pumped. Her 18-year-old uncle, Paul Franklin, had bought the drug in Greenwich Village for $5 and put it in the refrigerator where the girl found it and mistook it for candy. The uncle was charged with illegal possession of the drug and endangering the life and health of the child. The new chief of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration spoke to the nation's drug manufacturers Wednesday at Boca Raton, Florida. James Goddard, a physician, accused some of them of being more interested in profits than in patients. Goddard condemned advertising that he said exaggerates the drug's effect and makes an emotional rather than scientific appeal. What began Monday as a hunger strike by a single youth has turned into major rioting by teenagers in Hong Kong. They are protesting a proposed 1-cent fare hike by the Star Ferry Company for cross-harbor trips. Riot police moved in with clubs, carbines, and tear gas guns, and there were brief clashes. The youths ran through the streets, stoning police and buses, smashing windows and traffic lights, and starting fires. Early Thursday, they set fire to the Hong Kong post office building. Riots erupted in Calcutta, India, Wednesday, following a communist-led general strike throughout West Bengal state. Police, on at least one occasion, fired over the rioting mobs. Leaders of the riots switched off streetlights and plunged several parts of the city into darkness. The mob also injured at least 2 officers by stoning a party of police.
Winston tastes good. Like your cigarette should. Make your cigarette Winston.
When I change to Winston, I change for good, 'cause I got good taste like I knew I would. Winston tastes good like it should. When you change to Winston, you'll change for good. 'Cause Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
The WBZ lead story of the hour, an explosion at a former ordnance plant at Amboy, Illinois, set off a raging fire last night. It shook the countryside for 40 miles around. The WBZ temperature, 37 degrees. The weather word for Boston and vicinity for Thursday. Sunny in the morning, partly cloudy in the afternoon with a high temperature near 50. South to southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, fair and cool. Low temperatures in the 30s. Friday, variable cloudiness. Little temperature change. And the WBZ temperature now, 37 degrees. And that's the 1 o'clock WBZ report with portions recorded, presented by Winston. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should, like your cigarette should. So, change to Winston and change for good taste every time. This is Dick Summer reporting.
For news, first, fast, and factual, keep tuned to
WBZ Radio 103.
Did you hear?